let's talk about specifically your hormone optimization diet. You kind of mentioned that keto is not the best for a perimenopause, menopausal woman. So what would you suggest?
Well, my take on this is that the ultimate way of eating for midlife and beyond, including peri and postmenopause, and even for men who reach middle age, is that you want to prioritize protein in the diet. Protein seems to be pretty much the key for a number of factors. One is the satiation of the diet, because many people can't eat too much protein. They're going to eat protein until the fact that I don't feel like eating any more protein at all. And so to prioritize protein as the number one macronutrient in your diet, then you build the rest of the diet around that, right? So my thing with the hormone optimization diet really is the thing that I put out a lot with a hashtag that is lchpmf. So that's the low carb, high protein, moderate fat version of a low carbohydrate diet. And why I see that to be so beneficial for this demographic that we're talking about is that when you begin to lose the metabolic effect that comes along with estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, and a few other things, then the idea of putting a bunch of fat in your diet when you're being set up for being a better storer than a releaser, right? For sure. So to take in more energy than you need and then expect your body to be able to figure out what to do with this doesn't make any sense at all. So this is where the low carb, high fat protocol, which is great if you've got neurological issues or you're a younger person, can work out really well. But later on, you don't need a bunch of fat added to your diet. But at the same time, I need to make it clear, because some people get mistaken by this, and I have to answer this all the time, is I get tagged a lot of times of, oh, you're going back to the eat a low fat diet. Not in any way. Not in any way am I talking about a low fat diet. I'm just talking about eating primarily the fat that comes with the protein that you choose. So if you eat a ribeye, we all know that a ribeye's got a nice amount of fat on it, and it's got that's what gives it great flavor. That's enough fat, right? You don't need to cook the ribeye in a stick of butter for some kind of purpose of you're driving ketones or something like that. Not for a 48 to 60-year-old woman. That's not doing you any good at all, because you'll never burn through that fat that you took in dietarily before your next meal. So that the hormone optimization diet really is to just look at how we dial back a little bit on the huge amount of fat that would be in the typical ketogenic diet. And we prioritize protein a little bit more, because if you remember, and I know both of you do, that the original therapeutic ketogenic diet was low carb, moderate to low protein, and high fat, where we're finding that that was not enough protein to really drive what it is you want for your metabolism, for muscle structure, for brain health, and all this kind of stuff. So the premises of the hormone optimization diet is really to stick it back into balance. And the thing about it is that this isn't some kind of new concept I made up. This is what it would have been like before the agricultural revolution. If you ate the same diet that people are talking about on Twitter and social media right now, of being carb, this is kind of what that would have looked like, because the hunting of wild game back 20,000 years ago, these were not fatted animals. I mean, these were not domesticated, pastured. You were chasing down something that probably had extremely low body fat. You were looking for elk or deer or something that did not come with marbled meat and all this kind of stuff, right? So it's really just a diet that, again, is another way to say some of the stuff that's been written before in the Neolithic diet or the Paleo diet or whatnot. Of we have a tendency to cram a bunch of fat that doesn't need to be in the diet at a certain age that just doesn't need to be there. And if you really want to get leaner, as a menopausal woman either. Anyway, and perimenopause, what I see that is, the bullseye is to increase the protein, modify the fat a little bit, and then still keep your carbs pretty low.